Don't panic, the truck hasn't broken down again. I have in fact had an epiphany a couple of days ago. I've been trying to work out how to make door grab handles for Bugsy. And then I thought back to the ideal grab handle that I could use. And then I remembered someone who might have a pair of grab handles because he's building a race car and doesn't need the extra weight. I contacted him, he's on his way. So I got me grab handles, so I'll be working on that today, which is just as well because winter has returned. Awesome. I'm sure it'll all be gone by tomorrow. Okay, before I show you these grab handles, I need to tidy this disaster behind me. You know me, I don't tidy up as I go, so I've got to do it all at once before I start. So let me get that tidied and I'll show you what I've got. That's better. Right, I can finally show you these grab handles, right? What we have here is a couple of grab handles from I'm not telling you, you need to figure it out. I'll maybe tell you at the end. Now, from the previous video, you might understand now the concept I'm going for. The idea being that that's the main grab handle part. You've also got this part of a grab handle and this part acts as an armrest. So let me show you how that's going to work in the car. So this will go roughly there. This will be held in by 3 bolts, one there, one there, one there, and there somehow. However, I do need to sit in the car and work out the optimum position for the elbow. Very important. And also, if that was too close, it would get in the way of the release catch handle. So as I say, I'm going to sit inside, figure it out, get a Sharpie, and just mark roughly where this is going to go. Then I need to take the card off, put in some metal structure behind this card for this to attach to. And then once this is bolted in, it'll also help hold the card in place. I'm also thinking about doing some ducats in the doors. Yes, ducats. Wife wants ducats. A ducat is basically a cubby hole. So I'd need to cut this out, create a compartment inside the door itself. Haven't figured out how I'm going to do that, but my wife really wants the ducats. Here's what I'm going to do. I know roughly where the grab handle needs to go. I'm going to make a metal plate out of the 1/4 inch steel that will go from this bolt hole to that one and then up to there. It'll be behind the door card, but it means that the grab handle will be attached with a solid plate. It's not relying on just one area, so it's not going to flex. So I'll make a template out of cardboard and then take it over to the inside of the door and see exactly what size I need. Transfer that template over to the steel, cut it out, weld it on the door. if my calculations are correct, and they never are, these holes that I've drilled should now line up with these holes. I'm going to use these Torx bolts. It means that I don't need a big socket to go around the outside, and obviously that will fit in there better than a socket and a hex bolt would do. So let us see, but how am I going to attach? Well, I'm going to use these nuts, which I will weld on the inside of that plate. I did consider using riv nuts, threaded inserts, but I just don't think they'd be strong enough. So let's see if these all line up. I may have to just trim the top of that section there. Cut that down a bit because it's going to stick out unnecessarily. Should probably do that first. Yeah, I'll do that. Back in a jiff. Okay, let's see if they line up now. It's a miracle! Excellent. So miraculously they all lined up. So I just need to, I'm not going to weld it obviously, I'm not going to weld these nuts on with that attached because it's plastic and it'll melt. So I'll just take this off, put in just bolts from the other side, tighten them up, make sure they're all nice and lined up, and then give them a quick tack to keep the nuts on the plate. Hopefully the bolts will still come out. Okay, they all seem to be free and easy. So again, I'm not using these bolts, they were just to hold the nuts in place. And before I weld this onto the door, I'll do a final check with the handle and make sure it's attaching to this. You know what? I'm just going to wait for that to cool down because obviously I just welded it and it's a bit hot. Don't want it to melt my lovely grab handles. So my bolts all still line up. Yay! So now I need to weld this onto here somehow. Now it's going to tuck in behind this angle iron and weld to the surface of this, because this is actually beyond that, so it'll actually line up quite nice. Roughly there. Now the downside is very limited on space, just because the distance between that and that. I'm going to have to just put a little notch in here. Otherwise it's going to be sloping up that way. If I put a little notch here, it'll bring the top up to there and it'll all sit nice and flat. So I need to cut a little notch there, and then obviously grind down some paint so that I can weld this plate on. we're almost there. We almost have a grab handle. And then once that's attached, I can take the handle off again, put the door card on, mark where the holes have to be in the door card, drill them, and then give them to my wife to cover, unless I'm making a duplicate, which we spoke about earlier. But now that I see this, nah, the duplicate would probably go at the front. If the duplicate was at the back, it would be interfering with the chair and I wouldn't be able to access it anyway, so plenty of space there for the cubby hole. Right, anyway, enough waffle. Let me cut, grind, weld, and I'll be back in a minute. Oh yes. Suppose we better test it out from the inside. Make sure that this is the right place for my elbow. Better put this back on so I can get back out again, eh? Right, inside. Yep, good distance. Perfect. So the distance is good to reach over and grab the grab handle, elbow wise. Optimal comfort. And it's not going to get in my way when I steer, and I've got room to reach in there and grab the handle. Fantastic. Got the other side to do. Oh well. Brilliant. Oh, right. I spoke previously about wrapping this handle. However, you can get plastic / vinyl flexible paint. And from reviews I've looked up, something called Plaid FX seems to be a good one. So I'll wait till my wife has done the door card covers, and then we'll decide what colour we're going with them. It might be a sort of dark grey to match the dash. It might be burgundy. It might be light grey. Who knows? Main thing is, I've got my grab handles. Handle. Ooh, it even acts as a little handle when you get out. So, question is, did you figure out what car they came from? There will be some people that know immediately what they're from. So, for the ones that it's easy, just leave a comment with the first letter of the model of the car that they came from, and everyone else has got a fair chance to guess. I know they're not exactly retro, but they're kind of retro. They are at least from the last century. Anyway, they work. Just the right amount of creakiness. Brilliant. Okay, I will get on with doing the other side while you guys think about what they're from. Buymeacoffee.com. So 2 people have bought me coffees. First person ever to buy me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com is called someone. Guess they want to be anonymous, so thank you, someone. And this morning, Mark and Lisa, my best friends in Hamilton, they bought me 5 coffees. Now, this has actually helped me get enough funds together now to order up my rear suspension parts. I've ordered 2 sets of shackles and 2 bushings that I need. After that, I can get the other parts reasonably easily, but the rear shackles for this car were really difficult. So they're on their way from Oregon, I think they're coming from. Yeah, I think so. So thanks, Mark and Lisa, and thanks, someone. Link in the description if you want to help fund this project and any future projects. Buymeacoffee.com. Very much appreciated. Okay, back to work. I'll see you on the next one, where I will have the other grab handle installed. And then I don't know. We'll see what we do after that. Can you hear that clock? It's really loud. Is it too loud? Probably. But I spent too long getting this thing to change it now, so we're having a loud ticking clock. Right, take care everyone. See you in the next one. Bye!